All right, we're going to pick up where we left off in the previous video. All right, so again, this is our list of projects. And within this list, we can click on any of them and view all of the imaging sessions that are within that project. And if you happen to be an administrator, you can do some operations on these. If you need to say these are in the wrong place, you can go and move them to a different project. You can attempt to re-archive them, or you could obliterate them, just get rid of them entirely. Maybe they're not supposed to be on the system at all. We can go back to the project list. We can also do some things with, we can get a report if we need to. And the report is going to be blank for most of these because we have to set up the report parameters. We'll skip that. All right, moving on, we can look at the analysis. So NiDB has the capability of automatically analyzing any of the data that's stored within the system. So here we have a list of the pipelines that are currently in place on this system. Some of them are grouped together, as you can see. If you want to analyze Domino, these all happen to be part of the Domino group. And also HCP, the Human Connectome pipeline. So let's look at a very simple one. This one is called Free Surfer Unified. So this pipeline will take data from 2 different MRI scanners and many dozen different MRI protocols and attempt to perform Free Surfer on them. So these are all T1 weighted images. Some are MP ranges, some are just T1 weighted, and all of them have different protocol names. So when we click on this, we will see the setup for the pipeline. Up at the top, we see some basic parameters. Where is it going to submit the jobs to? Again, the pipeline runs entirely off of a cluster. So we're going to see what queue we're going to submit it to, where is it going to go, how many are you going to allow to run at once, other information, are there any dependencies? If you want to run this pipeline, does it depend upon a different pipeline to actually run? Are you going to run it on a particular group? And also some summary information about how many have been completed so far, how long it's taken, and other information. You can also do some pipeline operations, as we call them. You can copy it to a whole new pipeline. Imagine you want to call it something different. You really like this pipeline, but you want to use it for a different task and just edit it a little bit, but keep the old one. You can do that. You can also do some other stuff. You can view imaging sessions that were not included in this pipeline for various reasons. And you can also change ownership. You can view previous versions of it. The pipeline itself is versions. So every time you change it, it will update to a new version, and you can view the old ones. So you never really lose any changes. All right, down here on the bottom, we get into the pipeline itself. So this specifies the data that we want to include in the pipeline. So we're always looking for an MR series that is called new MP range. And we're also looking for any of these other things. So basically, this pipeline is going to search through the entire NiDB system and find all of the imaging sessions that include these series. And then it will download them to wherever you specify. It's going to download it to a directory called data. And then from there, it's going to go and process it. And this is basically the script that we're going to run. So first, for anybody who's used Free Surfer, this should be familiar. We're going to set up the Free Surfer environment, set up this thing called the subjects directory, which is the analysis root directory. And we're going to run Free Surfer recon all on the session. And then we're going to parse the results, and we're actually going to put them back into the database so we can search for them later. And if we were to change anything, just click Update. All right, so we'll go over this in a different video as to how to use this whole pipeline system, because there are a lot of options, a lot of things to set up, but once the pipeline is set up, you can very easily run thousands of subjects and thousands of imaging sessions all at once. So here we have 1,776 imaging sessions for the free surfer analysis done so far. We hope to get up to 8,000, but we can look through here and see what's been done. You can see that most of these are successful by this green checkbox. And every so often you will see one that failed. And then of course you can go in and look at it and find out why it failed. You can look at the logs. So we can look here at the log file. And we can see maybe what happened here. So this is an output from the auto recon all step. Each step within that script you saw on the previous page is logged so you can view. So it looks like there is a Talairach transformation error. So now for this subject, maybe we can go back by hand and fix it, or change the original script to account for this error. All right. And let's look at some of the other subjects here. So we know that these are all successfully completed. We can go in and look at the results. So all of these results are stored in the database. So not only can you retrieve them for each imaging session and each analysis, but you can retrieve batches of them. And this is really useful when examining large groups. So imagine our 8,000 planned free surfer analyses. There's no way that a person is going to go through each one, load them all up, and look for any blatant errors. But by going through here, I'll show you a different way to search for this. You can say, come up with all of the, or you can pull up all of the surfaces, the kind of surface renderings all in one view. And then you can go through the list little by little of your 8,000 subjects and start to pick out the bad ones. So again, this just saves a little bit of time from needing to go into each subject directory and pull up free surfer view and to view them individually. For this particular pipeline, we also extracted a lot of the regions of interest, such as the gray matter volumes, and on from there. So all of the atlases that are included in free surfer are parsed and put back into here. So if you ever wanted to search for the subparietal gray volume, you could do that. You could search across your 8,000 subjects and find all of the gray volumes for a particular region. Let's close that. Go into here. So again, on this page, it's only going to display the first 500. If we go down to the bottom, we can select some of these and perform some operations on them. So imagine that one of your analyses failed completely, or you realize that you ran 20 subjects and they were all wrong, you have to rerun them. You can just delete them, select them, delete them, and then you can start the pipeline again and they'll rerun. You can also create links, which is very useful for second level analyses. And you can mark these are bad or good. And it'll actually just put a little indicator here if it's bad or good. And you can also create notes if you want to. If you wanted to have notes about a particular analysis, you could add those. Going back to this page, again, this is just a summary of all of the analyses that we have. And some of them are dependent analyses. So we have, for example, this one. This processes MP rage data using the HCP method and outputs basically a fully corrected T1 image that is then used in fMRI analyses down here. We have some that even go further, that we did the structural corrections, then we did the EPI corrections, and then the stats. And we will continue with the next video.